Hello, I'm back again. Again, in the same day. I don't know why. I do know why a little bit. Here's some reasons why. One, I was thinking of playing a game, and then I was thinking maybe I would stream a game, and I couldn't really decide on anything. There's some games I would kind of like to play or kind of be interested in streaming, but nothing I was super interested in spending my time on. Really, the games I want to spend my time on in the near future are Metro Exodus, for weird reasons, and Shadows Die Twice. Those are kind of the only upcoming games that I'm at all very excited about. So I decided not to stream a game, and then I definitely have work I should be doing, but this is kind of like an active form of procrastination, I think. And I was just thinking, you know, I kind of just want to do some noisy stuff. So I thought we would bring Audio Helm into our outer spacey project. I should probably start opening software actually, and start at least, I don't know exactly the form the noise is going to take. Like, will it be melodic music or weird ambient sounds? I don't know. But I thought the first thing we would do is just make some noise. Like you would just make the baby comets maybe make some noise. So let's do that. Why not? Maybe. Good idea, bad idea. I don't know. I did notice too, I've been uploading things to YouTube, uploading these VODs to YouTube, and my voice sounds weird. I had a cold as soon as I got back from Texas, and I still feel like I hear it. Maybe that's just what my voice sounds like. I'm going to blame it on YouTube. I'm going to say there's something about the YouTube video compression that makes my voice sound ridiculous, because it definitely can't actually sound that bad, can it? I hope. It sounded very, very nasal, like I have sinus pressure. Okay, we have this thing. Yes, here we are. We have our little friend, and we are able now to comfortably shoot little shooting stars. Let's turn off. Let's turn off VR for now, because we don't need it. Because we have some slightly separate logic. I was thinking too about the hand separating thing. I kind of like it. There's something to that, but if this is going to live anywhere, I feel like I would just maybe throw it on the mobile Oculus store, maybe, just because I have my mind on the Oculus Quest. But if I do that, it should also probably work on the Gear and Go and all that stuff. So, well, maybe not the Gear, but the Go just has that goofball remote. So maybe I'll have some alternate forms of input, or maybe we will simplify how the input works. I'm not fully decided on that at all, which should surprise no one. One of these days, I should also maybe change the playlist we're listening to. But I like being on the happy station. Uplifting, major chords, keeps something. There's 310 tracks. You would think I would get less duplicates, but I feel like we hear this one frequently. Maybe I play it in order every time. I don't know. I use Pretzel, as you know, because they spam the channel constantly. Maybe I shouldn't use that. So, yeah, we can make our thing. We can launch our... I'm pretty pleased with that, how that turned out, actually. I think that looks pretty good. I do think we probably want a denser spherical mesh on our buddy, the sun. We definitely have work to do on these trajectories. Oh no! Bit rage. Who could be causing bit rage? Backblaze is paused. Who did that? Who would do such a thing? Is it that computer over there that isn't even open? It could be this machine. That would be annoying. It is. Is it only because it was plugged in? Do I need to like be sure to have this computer not plugged in? I should pause. Whatever. A little bit frustrating. I'm I wish there was a better solution for this backblaze pausing. I'm a big fan of backblaze. Very strong advocate, but I don't like how it ruins my streams. Not so cool. I guess I could pay for very costly internet. Anyway. If we are going to have these make noise, we might not... We might want to throttle the speed you can generate them. Like maybe you have to cook them for a minute. Like kind of make them happen. Not entirely sure on that. So let's just... I'm not sure about any of these things. So let's explore a little. I'm just trying to say I need to tidy this project up a little bit. Oh my gosh, Grimbone, in the air tonight. Is that the secret? So in outer space, some Phil Collins. That's the one with that great that drum break, the do 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 do, right? Is that in the air tonight? Drackline, I don't know what I'm doing. The thing is right now I am in a lull, like a project lull, and I've got stuff starting to ramp up, and I'm trying to savor this time, take advantage of the free time that I have. Although I really want to do a better job this year when I get busy of still finding some time to stream. I just really lost the thread. Last fall was busy time. So we need... Grimbone, how are you? Welcome, by the way. We want Helm again, because that is a good way to make noise. And because we paid money for it and have yet to like ship a project with it to justify the amount of money we paid. Dying from the good old heat. Oh yeah, you're on that side of the world that's like basically on fire, right? I'm on the chilly side of the world. Something like 75% of the United States will be below freezing over the next couple days. I thought I saw a headline along those lines. It will not be quite that cold here, but it will be cold. Did that install? What is lidtest.net? Where did these things come from? Do I need to switch to this? I'm gonna accidentally dock myself, probably. Let me just click this account stuff while no one's looking. My secrets. Your whole state was on fire. That does not sound great. My state was on fire last summer, and the summer before. The fall, really. Not the fall of 2016. It was like raining ash. It was not great. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend. It was pretty neat. Okay. Glad you enjoyed. It looks like there's an update to Curvy. What could it be? Something good? Okay, import audio Helm. I think I'm safe on the screen. I don't have my credit card number on the screen. Oh no, you're gonna see which assets I have. Okay, so let's bring in audio Helm. I am curious about this Curvy update. I feel pretty okay with Curvy right now. I feel like it's doing the thing that I want it to do though. A fire 1 kilometer away? That does not sound great. Does not sound ideal. I'm glad you're not on fire. I'm glad nobody in chat is on fire. On the previous stream, we did realize, I think it's a lie. I definitely saw some Google News or like some fake news potentially about Mount St. Helens erupting again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to actually try to find the headline that I saw from some fake non-reputable news site. Mount St. Helens topic. Oh man. Express.co.uk, scientists reveal molten rock rising 5 meters a day. Scientists closely monitoring eruption activity. And then there was a body found. I don't think these are related. Scientists monitors growing lava dome at Mount St. Helens. I don't know, I feel like some of these are a little sensationalist. This one seems not too crazy. Like, I would believe that. Okay, there's some lava. Some lava happening. Oh no. I'm gonna be buried in ashes soon. You have a fire 10 kilometers away. Where's your closest volcano? Check on that. I have a volcano, like, I don't know, I actually know how far away it is. What's the walking distance to Mount St. Helens? It's in sight. I can see it. What's new here? Releases. A brand new release. Man, they've had this in the asset store for 6 years. I bet they've made a lot of money. At each Curvy update, please delete the old Curvy folders. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like that would break things. Semantic versioning 2.0. I should probably adopt that at some point. So this was just a fix for Unity 2017.2 or newer. What version did I have installed? We're gonna assume it's fine. We haven't had any problems with Kirby yet, as far as I can tell. I think we're okay. 1 kilometer away is your nearest volcano. I'm so sorry. You are. Maybe you should consider a move to somewhere that A, isn't on fire, B, isn't in the shadow of a volcano. Okay, so what were we doing? We were installing Audio Helm, and Audio Helm's weird, and I don't remember how to use it. So we're gonna just look at demos, I think, for a minute to refresh our memories. Love this thing. I wouldn't mind it if our outer space sounded like this. I want something a little more synthy and drony, though, I think. Sorry if that was super loud. I don't know that I want actual drums, but maybe. So I think that, yeah, these are just kind of piano roll sequencers, which we could do. One of the things I was imagining is writing something to just generate some nice, simple arpeggiations. Maybe. Or something more like a pad. Yeah, like this generates a different sequence of notes. So we could do something sort of like this. Whoa. That was a mistake. Nah. I think that's just a pad, like a, maybe not. Maybe I'm telling not the truth. Is that really what that sequence looks like? It is. Never mind. I was not telling the truth. I was telling a falsehood. MIDI, multiple sequencers. just slowly turning on a bunch of sequencers. The song sounds pretty good. Wait, let me pause. Okay, let's just take a moment to take this in, because this kind of has the feel of a really, like a bad Nintendo game soundtrack. This is making me like slightly nostalgic for, I think I've talked about this before, but I basically only had bad Nintendo games growing up. Like, I feel like all we could afford was just whatever was in the bargainest of bargain bins. Pretty good song. Okay. Piano roller. Why is this broken? Oh, I remember this one. Wonder what about the materials have exploded. Spatial native audio. This is a little more like what I'm imagining. Like just weird synthy. Maybe not quite so monotonous. We want, it's probably very loud, I apologize. Mixer, did they change this in 2018.3? Where's the mixer? So that's probably this one. Yeah, so the way this works is a little weird. You have to make an audio channel. I don't even know if that's the right term for this. And then you pick the patch you want to use. But is this not doing that? Yeah, and you play it through that. And one of the things I can't remember actually is if you have to have like individual audio Helm controllers for every discrete sound source that you want. I kind of think you do. Like if you want to do spatial audio, I think you have to have a Helm audio with spatialize, and I'm not sure if you have to have separate mixer groups. That's what I meant. Mixer group. That's what we want. So I was thinking we would have like one of these weird pads, because that's what we were using before. I've been listening to lots of Boards of Canada lately, so this is like kind of the world that I've been imagining. So we have to have a... How if we want the spatialization to work? Which would do... I believe we have to have a audio Helm init on every source? That seems not right. A funk band? Okay, that's fine. You could be funk band by day, metal band by night, or like funk band Tuesday, Thursday, metal band like Wednesday, Friday. Take Mondays off. On Saturday, you could be in a klezmer band or something. I feel like we figured some of this stuff out. now I can't remember. Like the thing I can't recall is whether it seems overkill. It seems very redundant. The send signal. I think we have to look it up. Well, can you give it a shot? Do you have to sign your life over? Can you temporarily? I know. I started staring at this thing. Yeah, so my life has gone full circle. I'm back to staring at this thing, trying to remember if we have to, how we have a bunch of discrete Helm audio sources, if we have to have the Helm audio in it. And I seem to recall the documentation not being outstanding, but maybe it's great now. Maybe the documentation is phenomenal. This is not, that didn't even seem like the right project. This also seems like not the right. Oh, because it's called Audio Helm, not Helm Audio. Audio Helm init. Okay, Helm Audio init. An audio source on the same object. Yeah, I think you need. The Helm audio engine is running, etc., etc. Maybe we just start throwing stuff together. Maybe we just start doing it. Can't be that hard to figure out, right? I wish there was just some consistency in the way that stuff got added to Unity. Like Audio Helm gets thrown in at the top level of the assets folder, whereas both Curvy and Final IK are slightly more courteous, I feel like, by putting themselves in the plugins folder. And then there's the whole realm of packages now. This makes me feel like I need to make my own hello folder where all my own stuff is, just because I don't like getting... I like a hierarchy that is my hierarchy. Like I don't like it when other stuff gets thrown in my hierarchy, which continually ruins my life with like the Mac documents folder, which any application is just allowed to put garbage in. Also makes me so mad when stuff like this happens. And at the root of your C drive, software installs stuff at the root of your C drive. That's outrageous. It's outrageous. It makes me crazy. I want tidiness. You're not allowed to just throw crap in my home. Okay, so I should not put my hand in front of my face when I talk to the microphone. That's a good thing to remember. Also, let's make a noisy baby. And so much stuff from the spline controller. I think we want a Helm. I think we have to do something weird with like a Helm audio sender. I think there's something strange when you want to spatialize. But let's just add an audio init and say we want to spatialize, and let's make our own mixer and add a now this is a little confusing because the way they named it, you have a synth mixer group and a spatializer, and I think that master is really where we want to spatialize, and I think that synth is, can I rename you? I can change what color you are. That's nice. Outstanding. I would love to rename it though. Here, perhaps? Yes. And I think in here I have to put the Helm synth. with a weird pad. I heard a click. Audio source output needs to be an audio mixer group with a Helm instance. Right. So I didn't set all those things after I made them. That was silly. The synthesizer mixer group will be you. Do I have to also set the output up there, or will it automatically do it? Okay, now that worked for me. Okay, so now I can maybe, can I manually play stuff on this? I need something a little more gentle. These are not gentle. That's a little horrifying. Ooh. I love that. Maybe that should just play always. Just have that sound. I think we liked some of these lo-fi pads, if I remember correctly. There's one in particular we liked a lot. I feel like there's one we kept going back to. Fluffy Landscape, great name. I like pads like this. I like weird pulsy pads. Electrobike Clue. Oh, we did like this one. That's got a good kind of outer spacey, like satellite going through the sky kind of sound. Okay, so the thing is, I want to just start a note with no end, basically. So can I, if I do this, what does the baby know? The baby, does the baby get a send signal added automatically? Okay, that's fine. So I seem to remember that we can get the Helm audio instance. Like if we just want to play, I don't think we need a Helm controller. Maybe we do. I mean, maybe we need a Helm controller to just send a note on. But then the question is, how are they doing that? How is that working? And oh, good grief. How was that working in that last example? Because I don't think that had a Helm controller. Did it? This beautiful cube? Let's start the normal music while we figure out our weird music. It does. It has a Helm sequencer. But I don't think we have to have a Helm sequencer. I think we can just have a Helm controller, and I think we can get a reference to that Helm controller, and then I think we can just do it. I think we can just go to town. So let's assume that is true. Let's get a reference to, no, I think we need a Helm controller. And then I think we can, let's just try this. Let's go to our baby. let's try this for now. So probably we need a audio Helm. Maybe that's all we need. What did I break? Did I need system? I don't think so. I think we need a private audio Helm. But that's not right. We're off to a bad start. What is the audio Helm.helm controller? Why? What's your problem? Is it just doing the thing where it doesn't know, where Visual Studio Code just doesn't know anything about anything? Maybe? Looks maybe that way. Helm controller, will be a get component, Helm controller. I don't know if my Visual Studio Code's just not set up right, or if it's just bad. Is it a me problem or is it a it problem? So what I think we can do is just do a send a note on, but I kind of want to do it without a, oh good grief, I do that all the time. I did it again. I did the exact same thing. Yeah. We need to break out the old MIDI chart again. So we like 48. Wait, this chart seems weird. That's not the chart we liked. $60. Why did that look insane? The MIDI note is 60. C4. What? Slightly confused. Anyway, we want 60. I believe. So 60 and velocity of 1. So this should just play the dude. It did not. The baby did not play. Why? No, it does appear to be on. Do I need to like wait for the, am I sending it too early or something? I mean, it looks like it's on right here. Yeah, I'll read the manual. Don't trigger a node off event. Call node on. But do I need to like wait for initialization or something? Why can't I just do that? Is awake a bad time to do it? I guess I could switch to start and see if that makes a difference. I mean, we could also do it when we're actually supposed to, when we send the baby, but I just wanted to test. It's like we are It's sending too early or something. And that vaguely rings a bell. Like we're supposed to do something first with a Helm controller. Like this plays, so this just gets a reference. Or it's just set, it doesn't even get it. And then it plays a note on here. What obvious thing am I missing? Trinoton. Note Blaster. Controller's the player. I mean, it's hard to say if like this is adding notes to a sequencer, but we don't want that. Well, heck. I just don't know if the problem is we're like not initialized yet, you know, like if we Draclin, I'm being goofy again. I'm getting a reference to the Helm controller, which seems to work. I'm calling note on it. Wait. I thought I even heard it that time. And I can see it's like the note gets pressed, but it's almost like Audio Helm's not initialized yet or something silly. Which wouldn't really matter. Maybe we should just actually do the thing rather than fight with Audio Helm. I vaguely remember something like we needed to wait for the initialization to happen. I can't quite remember. Well, I don't think you really heard it. I think there's a weird thing where something gets stuck. Like if you're playing a sound and then you stop and then you play again, you'll hear the remaining sound. I don't exactly know what's going on there, but it seems to be a weird Audio Helm thing. I don't think you heard the actual new note because it has no duration, so it should go on forever. So like, for example, if I just threw this in here, when we launch a baby, instead of, I kind of think it might work in this way. That's what I was wondering, if I threw it in update, or maybe just try this. Oh no! What did I do? Oh, did I not? Oh, I did something. I didn't apply my prefab that time. That time was my fault, no question. We needed to add a Helm init. Still not used to this new prefab workflow. That's going to take a while of me doing ridiculous things. Okay, we've got this. We've got this. We want to spatialize. We want our master group, and we want, nope, we want our synthesizer, and we want our master. And maybe... Okay. Okay, that was kind of like something. So I don't know if we can. It would kind of suck if we had to have different. If we had to have different mixer groups for each one, but I don't think so. Is it sound 3D? No, that's what I'm working on. So that's why it's a little goofy, and that's where that spatialization setup comes in. So that is what I'm trying to do, but that did not sound spatialized to me. And I think there's other stuff that needs to be done, if I remember correctly. So let's go look and see if we can remember what you have to do to make spatialization work. Ah, I do remember this, that spatialization was not even set here. Is that page using frames? That documentation page? Maybe, potentially. Yeah, kind of looks like it. Doxygen generated. A thing of beauty. What, the documentation page? How does this work? I know your knit was spatialized. I remember we've got to make channels be a little goofy. So that example was doing it, but I kind of think we had to do, there was something else that needed to be done. Let's go back to that scene. In fact, I think I remember what it is. No spatializer plugin. We ship with Oculus, and we have the resonance one. Let's do resonance. No, I think we have to mess with stuff. I don't think that was a step though. Do we actually have to do that? Because I could hear, the other one was positional, no question. And maybe it wasn't like nice ambisonic, but it was certainly stereo, at least. This guy. So, and I think that audio setting I was just looking at is project wide, so I don't think it would. Yeah, that's if you want like fancy spatialization. We have spatialize on, we have spatial audio, this, and the audio mixer. There's nothing very special about those, I don't think. Oops. There's the audio helm, there's a compressor, there's attenuation. I'm pretty sure there's some other thing we needed to do. Maybe I didn't bump the spatial blend up. Okay, so this has, spatial blend is all the way up. Everything else is pretty normal. Maybe that's all I forgot to do. Do we have matching RGB lights? We are RGB twins. Maybe we should make a thing that synchronizes our RGB lights. I messed a little bit with this, with a node script to mess with those. And I got a little Elgato Stream Deck, and maybe it was gonna add some colorful buttons to it to change lights. My dream is to like get a hold of like some weird Soviet era control panel. Yeah, like I want to get stuff like this and stick a Raspberry Pi in it and then use it to control my home, because that would be amazing. I think we looked at all this stuff before. Oh, that's a good one. Look at that thing. I love this stuff so much. The best home versions, I'm sure we talked about this, are like the Kerbal, like Kerbal DIY controller. Yeah, they had a good flag. It's true. Like these, where people do their own home versions of that stuff, is amazing. I gotta just start building some of these things. I finally have access to a laser cutter again. I don't want to make a laser cut wooden box like this, but I would definitely get some polycarbonates of some kind and cut a bunch of little panels like that. That doesn't look too bad with the painted wood, but I would definitely prefer metal or plastic. Unless it was really nice wood. This stuff is so good. Okay, we're getting distracted again, and maybe all I needed to do to the baby was add... Yeah, I wasn't spatialized. That's my own fault. Maybe that. Hopefully that's the only problem, because if it's not, then I don't know what to do. I don't think so. Because this seemed very obvious. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I just thought it did because the... This doesn't come with a manual. Documentation. That's just the Doxygen docs, I think. Although I wonder if this is more up to date. Nothing. That's the standalone audio Helm. That's weird. Where would that be? I feel like at some point I did find more up-to-date documentation. Because this says 1.0. This in here seems like it's referring to 1.1. Because this doesn't seem quite right. Ensure audio source and global audio settings are set up correctly for Helm native synthesizer. Clicking the More button does nothing. Do we have the source? Maybe the README was useful? Nothing? Nothing about spatial? I'm like 93% sure we figured this out. It could also be that our... Where did we... How did we figure this out? Maybe it was in a change log. That's resonance. How did we do? Am I totally wrong? Okay. Maybe this is our problem. Why are you bringing up? Maybe we did have to set up resonance. Audio 112 added spatialization plugin compatibility. Maybe that's what we did. Maybe we set up resonance audio. That kind of sounds familiar because I do sort of remember. So I guess the question is, if I switch to resonance, do I have to do anything or will it just work? I thought you had to do stuff. Let's just push buttons and find out. Okay, I can tell that worked because it's broken and I can't hear anything. Well, maybe that's good. I can't tell. I can't tell what's happening now. Did I break audio completely somehow? Did I turn the mixer way down? Spatial audio. Turn resonance off. And I can hear. Turn resonance. What if we just do the Oculus spatializer? Oh, that worked instantly. Well, my immediate plans are to only support Oculus, so let's do it. Because I feel like setting up resonance was a little more fussy, at least a little bit more. Not super fussy, but okie dokie. Let's go here. And is this gonna work now? Oh yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's think what we want to do here. Where's our MIDI chart? Let's get a few more notes. I hate this MIDI chart. It's the worst MIDI chart I've ever seen. Where's the yellow one we used to like? That was a good one. This is gone forever. We're never gonna find it ever again. Okay, what did we like? 60? So if we did 60, 64, 67. Let's start there. 60, 64, 67. And then we'll be C major chordish. So, excuse me. Where did we do that? We did it in the baby. Let's make a note array. Can I do this? What? Oh, it will like literally not let me type. Is this valid syntax? Isn't there like an array shorthand in C#? Is it not that? What is it? My keyboard. Curly brackets. Is that not right? Oh, do I need to do it thusly? Wait, I just want to. Is that not what? Okay, new. I need to do new. Like this? Is that a real thing? That looks crazy. That seems to be correct. That looks weird. Doesn't that look weird? Okay, cool. Thank you. Maybe I should make it a list and expose it in the inspector. That's fine for now. Something like that. That could be prettier, but I'll do for the moment. So I'm slightly worried that we need new mixer groups every time for that. So add another octave. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. I think it'll be something. I think this could be something fun. It definitely needs an impacty sound for sure. And it should sound way cooler with the headset on. So let's add 48, 52, 55. You could certainly do this in a nicer way. I definitely need to have some fly behind me. I need to also put a compressor on this, I think, because it gets real crunchy. I get too many. Sorry. Man, like just as I was saying I should put a compressor on this, I crunched the hell out of it. Can I just steal this compressor? That's weird. I don't want to put it in snapshots. I just want to copy these effect settings. You not do that? Okay, weird. Well, it's like 6.8, 50, 50, and 0. So let's add a compressor. We'll just steal their values for now. I can't. Okay. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Their attenuation was after So let's do that also. Let's add an octave up. 72, 76, 79. Oh no. It's after 9 o'clock. I just get a coffee craving. I don't drink coffee anymore. I don't do it. I do sometimes. I need it. Okay, the biggest thing we need, I think, is the impact. So a couple things. We want to call a note off when we collide, and hopefully the decay will happen within 1 second, right? So we need to, when we reach the end, how can I be sure that it's my note? Because somebody else could have started that note. We kind of want to make sure that you didn't have duplicate notes, I think. So that should help with the abrupt cutoff. And then we need some kind of impacting noise. And I don't know if that should be melodic or rhythmic. What I'd really like, and I'm usually pretty good at figuring this out, but this seems like a nightmare scenario for it, is what I normally like to do is have some underlying secret metronome and then align things to the metronome. So in other words, I would like to have a specific metronome happening, and I would like the notes to hit the planets in time with the metronome, which means we would need a variable speed, which is easy enough. The thing that I just don't know is you need some sense of the amount of time that it takes to traverse I just don't know how that works. So we'll have to maybe dig into how that spline controller works, to just figure out what it means, like how that spline interpolation works. If it means you travel this rate over a second, like if it's a speed or a relative amount, I don't know. But yeah, then we could have it. So when we spawn these stars, we would spawn them at speeds that would allow them to impact at a time we wanted them to. And so it'd be more rhythmic. Cuts off a little bit because the decay. We probably just want to wait longer to kill him. I mean, we don't really need. So we call the node off. We can just make it more of like a prune. So we kind of turn off everything we need to turn off, but they still are there for 5 seconds to let the audio go, because I don't think the decay on that audio would be 5 seconds, but we can mess with all that synth stuff too, and we can make our own synths. It's pretty cool when they That seems like the note off didn't actually happen. Did I do this wrong? So when we launch is when we set the note index. Oh yes, I did it super wrong. Super duper wrong. Super duper wrong. This is what we need. And then let's try this at 1 second because that was way too long. That's tricky because you don't want the sound to end abruptly, but you want it doesn't make sense for it to continue really. So one alternative is to just play something, like play something when it happens. And so we could play a one shot on that audio source, I bet, except it's going to be weird because it's going to want to play through the... No, that's probably fine because that mixing group is the main mixing group. So maybe we can actually do that. So for example, I think on our baby, we could say, we could give it like a collision clip. Maybe. And then we could get the audio source also. I don't know if this is going to screw things up. And then maybe just do a play one shot here with our collision clip, our collide clip. And maybe the abruptness of that sound will distract from the fact that we're just cutting off the audio. So if we grabbed like one of these drum kit sounds, maybe. Can I not preview these? I can. None of these drum kits are. I'm just trying to find one of the sounds that we already have, but these aren't playing well. Oh, it plays from where I click it. That makes some kind of sense. Let's just do a snare drum to start with, I think. So if this works, then when they hit the planet, they'll play a snare drum. Did not work. Definitely did not work. Why didn't it work? Why didn't that work? We have an audio clip. We one-shotted that clip. When these get instantiated, they're set to play to master. It could just be that we've got so much of the nonsense going on with Audio Helm that it doesn't actually work. In fact, maybe that's the thing, like this send signal, receive signal thing, we're probably screwing stuff up by that. So what we should maybe do instead is give the planet an audio source, perhaps. And then the planet could be responsible for playing the sound when a collision happened. I would maybe buy that. The issue is how, excuse me, how would we easily know what the planet is? We could add a collider. I don't want to add a collider. It could call, yeah, we can't just do it in the baby. Because any given baby could point to a different planet. So what's the right answer? I kind of like the idea of the planets being responsible for their own impact sounds. I think that sounds tidy. So actually, I have a very simple way to handle this, I think, is since we've already done all this insanity, all these end events, I don't actually, so this is one of my problems with Unity project structuring logic. Like, I've done stuff like this out of convenience where I've just added in this on end reach, but we also have logic in code that is happening here. And that gets, in a project of a certain size, it starts to get untenable because you start to say like, well, there's a thing happening. I don't know where it's happening. It could be in code or it could be somewhere hidden in the inspector like this. In general, I know I did this to be lazy and I'm about to do it again, but in general, I would not do this in a production project, especially if there are other people on it, because you get into that problem of like, where is this happening? Did code do it or did something in the inspector happen? But two, and I think this is the more important part, is in general, like version control tools like Git are good at code and bad at most other kinds of assets associated with Unity. And even when you have your meta files or your prefabs like this as text files, the diffs always are confusing and awful. And so if I was ever going to make a change and then commit that change for review or to easily be able to look in version control and be like, hey, what's going on? I would not do it in this way, because if I add something to here, which again, I'm about to do it, I'm kind of setting myself up for a bad diff, because then it's going to be just in some meta file or prefab file that's easier to overlook. Versus if it's in a C# file, you'll get a nice diff. It's way easier to look at and be like, oh, this is happening now. So don't do the thing. This is my one piece of advice for the stream. Don't do the thing I'm about to do, because what I'm about to do is we're going to do the boom again, and we're going to add audio to the boom. Add an audio source to the boom, and yeah, let's go remove that from the baby, because that seems like it doesn't work, and it seems slightly dangerous because I just don't want to. It seems too easy to interfere with what's going on with parts of Audio Helm I don't understand. So what we can do instead is be lazy and have an audio source here and make it spatial and send it to our, there's too many masters. We need to name this something that makes sense. Can I not rename you? Oh, it's unfortunate because there's so many things called master that it's kind of lame. Well, cool. That's a little bit annoying, but manageable because presumably I can drag you here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We don't want to play on wake. We don't want to do any of that stuff. Let's just add that same, not cowbell. Didn't I find a kick drum that wasn't horrible? I mean, snare that wasn't horribly offensive. Let's just do this for now. And we do want to spatialize. And I do want it all the way 3D. And then all I'm going to do on the baby is in my reference that I just added, I'm guessing I can do an audio source play and be happy. Again, I don't like architecturally long term, I don't think that's a good place to do stuff. Gosh, did you hear it? I got the tiniest little kick drum, this tiny little kick out there in outer space. So instead of a kick, I kind of think the planet should be melodic maybe, and when they get hit, they should play something a little more melodic, still maybe a synthesizer, and maybe each of the planets gets their own synthesizer. It starts to get a little annoying, but not crazy annoying. There's a certain point, I don't feel like I have a good intuitive sense of how heavy this stuff is. Like, you know, if I'm thinking of running this on an Oculus Go, for example, like how much audio synthesis is too much audio synthesis? I don't know actually. But like three synthesizers, that doesn't seem too bad, right? The other option is that those are not synthesizers and they just play audio samples, of which we have many. Let's see, what's the shortest path to just prototype this? Probably the shortest path is to add a, to have a baby synthesizer, which would be this. And then let's add, can I just duplicate this? That would make my life a little easier. I can. And have a, in the planet synthesizer, we will want to be more, oh no, am I going to lose all my changes? I forgot I was in play mode. Okay, great. The planet synthesizer, we probably want something more, why can't I hear you, planet synthesizer? Did I break everything? Now I don't remember what the pad we liked was. Oh no! It had a weird name. Was this one the Electrobike? How did I fully break everything? I think we're into the Electrobike for that. And then for the planet synth, let's give it a color as long as we're have that option for some reason. I actually would kind of like it if Unity would let you do that more. Just add, just colorize things. Just for organization like you do in After Effects. Let's do keys. Let's start with just some bales. Very faint kick. Okay, so what is not cool They crash into the planets. Yeah, I don't know if I've made that clear. The right now everyone you launch targets one of the planets, and right now there's just a static spline that they follow, a static secret spline. But what I was thinking is that we could randomize some of the interim points, and that's this tangled mess over here. Those are the splines that the babies follow. But right now they're a little too uniform. Yeah, but they want to go out there and they want to. Well, I just realized when I was about to say something. You're kind of I mean, these actually look a lot like sperm. I made a game a long time ago, sort of my only like game that ever released, called Singing Star, and you're like basically, it's based on this panspermia theory of life propagating through the universe, and so you were kind of impregnating planets. And I just realized that you're kind of doing that here. You're sending these little star sperm out to have planet babies. What influences the player position? Right now, it still has the size, but it's not actually doing anything. So maybe that would change the pitch or the scent or the speed or something when you make the size. I don't exactly know. Maybe if it's big, it's slow and it would only hit on the quarter notes. I'm not fully sure what I want that interaction to be, because it also is just kind of fun to just shoot them. But maybe something with the tempo, maybe something with the volume. Maybe it changes to a different synth, or it could be, maybe the coolest thing to do would be to have a set synthesizer, but have some certain parameters of the synthesizer manipulated by whatever you're doing to the baby. I am confused about why we can't hear anything. Oh, I bet I know. I bet I know the answer. I bet it's because we don't have anything that is a synth. Probably need a Helm controller on all these dudes, which will add all the other stuff, and we will want to spatialize all these, but I can't, which is annoying. To do these one at a time. Oh well. Can I not edit the... Man, I don't like it when you can't multi-edit stuff. Okay, so you are gonna be you and the planet synth and planet and spatial and planet spatial. So that should let us now play this. Okay, so we can make it, this is not the sound we want to use. What we want to do is when we collide with the planet, we want to tell that planet we've hit it. And that means we just need some relationship between splines and planets, I guess. So maybe just some kind of struct or something that knows about, you need to know about a spline and you need to know about a planet, basically. Or we have something that represents both of those things. Maybe the planet just knows about its spline, and then a planet is what you give to the baby. And then the baby is like, you want me to go to this planet? No problem. I think I like that. And then we just keep an array of planets. I think I like that. I think we can give each of our planets a spline. And then we will have a planet class. I just realized that you typed Babby. Babby. New script, called planet. Create and add. So planet is not going to know about much. It's going to know some of the same things that Babby does. It's going to know about... it is actually going to know about the spline controller. And it's going to have a handy way to get that. Some read-only property or something. And it's going to know about its audio source. In fact, it's going to be very similar to the Babby. Let's just copy the Babby to start with, maybe. How is Babby formed? What is that from? Is that a Homestar thing? I feel like I can imagine Strongbad saying Babby. Okay, we don't need to know about launch, and we don't need to know about launch vector. In fact, Baby doesn't even know about launch vector anymore. We'll leave those notes the same for now. We don't... Oh, we don't need a spline controller here. We need just a spline. And yeah, we can get rid of this. And we can get rid of this. Is that true? I think that's true. We don't need any of this. In fact, Babby doesn't need any of this because we're not launching anymore. Oh my gosh, from Something Awful. Should I look at it now? Am I gonna have weird nostalgia? Oh, I know what I think of when I think of Babby. I think it's from My Brother and Me, an early episode of that, I believe. No, and in fact, I think they got it from Yahoo Answers. Yeah, I think that is where that early My Bim Bam came from. I don't know if it was from the exact same one. Okay, I think I remember that. Sure, let's look it up. From a time before memes were called memes, back in the old days. Which one is it? Is it this million views one? Look at, there's a Know Your Meme article. Yeah, it looks like that one. Okay. I have an important diversion.
Babby formed. How is Babby formed? How girl get pregnant? They need to do weigh in stain mother. Who killed the babbies? Because these babby cat bricks back? It was on the news this morning. A mother in who had killed her 3 kids. They are taking the 3 babby back to New York to lady to rest. My Barry are with the father who lost his children. I am truly sorry for your lots.
Oh. Well, here we are. Is that 2008? Is that really the 2000 year? A fine vintage. What a fine year. What else did we have? Good Night, Sweet Prince. Is that from 2006? Amazing. Amazing. Perry. Beautiful. That was a beautiful thing. Thank you for that. We do want to note, so this will be, we don't want on launch here. We want on, and maybe we'll do some animation or something. When there's a collide, we want to play a note. And in this case, we do probably want to give it a duration. Is that right? No, not that. Here. We don't need this at all, and we don't need this. What we do need, yeah, is a reference to the spline. And we just want, that's not tidy. We need to just come up with some like maybe scriptable asset or something that just knows about notes, ranges of notes. I feel like I did that for a project recently. It worked reasonably well. What do we want to know? Spline. Let's just make a property to get that, I guess. Right? And then the whole deal will be that the spawner is gonna have a list of planets. And when it makes a babby, it will feed the babby a planet, and then the babby will didn't I say I didn't need this? We'll maintain the planet. So when we launch, we will want a planet. And our spline will be equal to planet.spline. Spline. Let's say new planet. New planet. And we could play music because this is going to take me a minute. Sorry for you were stuck with my voice. So let's say, and then at the end of this, when we end reached, we'll stop it. We'll destroy our game object a second later, and we'll do a planet collide. We're not even using this at all. We may never use it again. Okay, what did I break? Surely I broke something. There's no way I did that correctly on the first try. What if I did? What if I did it right first try? You are supposed to know about your spline. Oops. Did that work? I thought I saw a note happen. Maybe it was too quiet? Why is there still a babby over there? Why would a babby not die? Babby is supposed to die within 1 second. Why is the babby alive? Why would that ever happen? Oh, well, we should also get rid of that stuff that I added that I shouldn't have added. I should have known better. Get rid of the audio source on the boom. I don't think that was our problem, but I do want to not do that. And I do want to not do this. And really, I should get rid of all this stuff. I should get rid of all of it. But I'm not gonna yet. It kind of seemed like it was playing to the wrong synthesizer. So we're playing to planet synth, planet synth, planet synth. We're spatializing. It seems like I should be able to hear that. Now maybe these other planets are too far away. Why am I not able to hear that? Okay, we're calling planet collide. Presumably planet is valid. When that happens, we get a random note in our note range. And we play it. Full velocity. This amount of seconds. Yeah. You have a second wasn't long enough? That all looks like it should work. We're still calling our node off, right? So we call node off. Kind of seems like planet collide is not happening. Weird. Planet A, that's the big planet. It sounds like it was playing the other synthesizer. So you've got your own Helm controller. You've got your own audio source. I don't actually need audio source anymore. I don't think I need it here either. Oh, is it a channel thing? That's possible. That kind of vaguely rings a bell. That these guys should all be channel 1. Maybe? Maybe? The boom definitely happens. Planet A is the big planet. If I hit, I hear nothing. It makes it seem like planet synth is busted. Did I forget to do some important thing? Oh, channel 1. Maybe that was the important thing I forgot. Hey. Cool. A crash. How did I crash? No problem. What did I do? My own fault. Why would that ever happen? Why would I ever have a planet that doesn't have a spline? How could that be? What was null? Who knows? Was planet null? Or the spline controller? Well, that's weird. Spawner. We get a planet. We just launched a planet, and that index seems like it should be okay. Is my list okay? Does it have an empty? No. How could that ever happen? It seems not possible. What? Oh no. What? No, I want this to be Unity actually. Why isn't this? Why don't I have Unity here? Do I have to do something to get Unity debugging? Debugger for Unity? Apparently I need this. Unity editor. Yeah, I need this. I need it. You can't debug in Unity without the Unity debugger? What was I thinking? Silly. Foolish. Oh. What's going on, everybody? Anybody? Draclin? Anybody? What's anybody doing? Why would this? Oh, well, debug it in a minute, but are you working on your game? Cool. How can you do that and listen to me blather on? Does that make it difficult? Is that just like expert level? Okay, I should be able to debug now. Why would that? I still don't exactly understand how that could happen. Do I need to push buttons to make this work now? Yeah, so forgive me. Sorry. I'll try to have a quieter stream. Rude. So rude. Me. I mean me. Okay, we can now play sounds when we hit the planet. So we need something. We need better. Something better for our planet collision sound. I like something echoey. Ooh. That's kind of nice. Let's see. A little drippy sounds. This is maybe more in keeping with our... But I like this one. I don't think it's the right answer, but I like it. I'm kind of into it. Makes me want to change the other sound. Starting to sound like a Boards of Canada song. Maybe this synth is not the right answer. We definitely want some weird pad. Why? Sometimes I don't understand you. Is this maybe this is a kind of a weird one. I think it's because there's nothing in the scene using this channel. Yeah, now I can. Interesting. A little envious. I always have been of like digital synth patch designers. Like I never had quite the drive to sit and turn virtual knobs to get a sound, but I love the results. Stuck in the Basement is one that we liked. I do love Fluffy Landscape. Might be my favorite. Okay, now the aim is to put Dreklin to sleep. So I think this is getting pretty good. I think we need like, I would like some weird underlying kind of very slow thing happening. I think we had one of those early pads, I feel like Soothing or Stars, one of those was pretty good to just have a sort of droney bed, and then maybe that thing is just kind of doing a real slow arpeggio maybe. So we would just need something, so we need a sequencer, I think, to do that. So I mean, that could kind of sit on the sun, but I don't want to. Curvy Global, get it on my face. Okay, so we want to just have kind of an audio bed going on, I think. And I think that the way to do that, I think, so that's a slightly annoying. We'll need a new synthesizer, I think. How many can I do before I'm in danger of destroying devices? The shortcut that I used earlier to duplicate one of these does not seem to work now. If I click there, it works. Okay, so this will be the bed synthesizer, and it will be channel 2, and it will be one of those early pads. I think it was maybe Soothing. Okay, and it just needs a sequencer, a Helm sequencer. Doesn't need to be spatialized, I don't think. It does need to be channel 3. Why didn't that work? What did I do wrong? I need to set those things on this guy. Right? In this case, can I just go to the bed synth? Oops. Blew it. I blew it. Audio bed. In this case, can I just point straight here? Or do I need to do that elsewhere? This certainly seems to not be working. Let's go to you. Seems like I should be hearing something. So, looking at that again. Do I need a Helm controller and a sequencer? Do I spatialize this? I don't really want to, though, is the thing. I have apparently messed something else up. That one was channel 3. Your channel 0, 1, 2. Oh, I made it 2, didn't I? Okay, everything's wrong. It should be 2, first of all. So we have a 0, a 1, and a 2. Second of all, this should be 2. wish you could drag these around. Kind of into that. Weird droney. Did I break my planet synthesizer? I feel like that's not on the sound we liked. What was the sound we liked? We'll never find it again. I think it was this one. "32nd." I really wish I could do like whole notes. Doesn't seem. Okay, I don't think I want that one spatialized. So I think the meteors, I mean the shooting star sound is just too chaotic. I mean, I kind of like it, but I think it's just too much. I think we want something more droney, kind of. Note off. We could do it. We could mess with that and get it to be reasonable. Oh no! I looked at the clock and we're like right at 2 hours, which means Backblaze is immediately going to come on and start to suck. I need to just do a stream where I write something to make that not happen. It can't be that complicated. We just need some. We'd have to do a Lua script in OBS. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Anybody could do it, right? Okay, so what are we doing? I lost my beautiful drone. What happened to the beautiful bed drone? Broke it. By not spatializing? Is that my problem? Channel 2. Did I lose that setting here? Channel 2. There's a problem with like starting and stopping things. like you hear the rest of it. Like the creating and destroying those audio sources seems to break. Seems to break. What's the answer? What's the secret here? I feel like it got worse. 0, 1, 2. Audio bed. Weirdly, this worked when we were spatialized and not when we stopped. Seems like I just missed a setting then. When I that sucks. So like I stop a note, it seems like it's if I kill it before it's done, it's the fall off of that particular synth. So let's just go back to the one that was working for the moment, which was I think Fluffy Landscape or Electro Bike. Those two I think were working okay. It continues so long. It's pretty weird. Like if you kill it before it's done, even if you send it a note off, it seems to continue. I need to stop streaming. I have to actually go into an office tomorrow. I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound great. I want to make weird noises on stream. Maybe we just need something in the scene pointed to these other channels, because the create and destroy seems to confuse it. Okay, we've done something here. So let's just play with it in VR for a minute, and then I think we'll call it quits. Hopefully this all still works. I'm assuming it does. I don't think I broke any of that. Progress, yeah, thank you. I think we've made, it's at least has a direction now. Like up to now, it's just been sort of an ambiguous, like, I don't know, we got a sun in outer space. It's at least like somewhat of a thing. I'm not sure I want to take it dramatically further than this, but at least I want a complete thought is the aim. I like that drone. Whoa, that was weird. That made Alexa turn on. Alexa, stop. That was weird. Is this all still going to the stream? It seems like it is. The droning audio. I'm slightly confused as to why I can hear this. Okay, let's make a baby. And shoot the baby. Why that one is silent for some reason. Weird. Sometimes they're silent. I don't know why. Did I break the spatial? Silent but deadly. Oh, Draklin. Did I break the spatial on the baby? Oh, you wanted to smash into the sun? That could happen. He could get a little dizzy. I kind of like that idea. I was thinking of some weirder things in space, like maybe slightly inspired by Katamari planets. But it would be pretty funny if they'd hit him every once in a while. I did mean to give him expressions. That was an aim. How did I lose my spatialization on the baby? I don't think I changed anything. Like, that seemed correct spatialization-wise. It seems like it just broke somewhere along the way. Maybe the Oculus spatialization isn't very good. Maybe I should use the Google one. Like, that spatialization also doesn't seem quite right. Of the planets. Yeah, that's not right. I don't think the planets are correct. They say they spatialize, they're slid all the way over to 3D. I don't know what else I would need to do. Unless it's just a little flaky. I don't think there's anything in this realm. Pretty fun. I had lost. Okay, that one's silent. I wonder if now it's going to be broken. Have broken spatialization. No. The planets do not seem correct. That does. There's no baby. What happened? It was a tail with no baby. Maybe I just scaled too tiny. Something went weird at the last second before launch. Yeah. We still have the scaling on. It doesn't scale the trail. Go, baby, go. Need some planets off to the side. Okay. I need to style the planets. I'm pretty sure. I think the planets want a little bit of texture. Very subtle. I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I might be wrong about it for sure. But I think we're done for today. 2 hours. We did it. Dracklin's working on stuff. Oh man, I should have been full screen during that so it makes it easier to get a screenshot. Okay, wait, we gotta do it again. We have to do it again. Because otherwise, the screenshots of the Unity editor are boring. It's way better when there's like something going on. Just hold still and look at the baby. Hold still, look at the baby. Don't move. Okay, now we did it. We did it. Do you feel depth in VR? Oh yeah, the stereo vision is the best part of this. Like the depth is pretty good. It could use more for sure. I think the way that trail goes through space, I think it works pretty well as almost a. It's interesting because it looks like such a flat illustration here, but it works pretty well in VR. It could be better. I think that I want some stuff in this realm, maybe just 2 more planets. And I think some of the things are actually too deep. It probably doesn't read just in 2D, but like the depth of the way things are laid out is a little weird. Like the green planet and the orange planet are way back here. And then, gosh, those splines look... Whew. Can I just hide the curvy splines? Can I just hide all gizmos? Like icon small, anything? I don't really need the normals of that stuff. Well, anyway, the staging of the scene is not super great. But I think we could have more stuff. We could have more depth. We could have stuff off to the sides, things like that. But I think it works. It's actually kind of charming in the way that it is, sort of like a toy-like structure. So I don't know that I want to dramatically change the composition, but I would like to flesh it out, I think, for sure. So what does that mean? That means that I think we're good, right? Probably, maybe. Yeah. Push this button. I think we're good. Thank you, Dracklin, as always, for hanging out. Thank you, Grimbone. Who else stopped by? Anybody else who was watching? Thanks to everybody. We have some noise happening now. I got to think a little bit about how I want that noise to behave. But I also kind of want to maybe take a little slight diversion and just do some peripheral stuff. Just real simple, like maybe a little splash screen, a little thing like that, just to, because I would like this to be, again, I want to make this a complete thought. It doesn't need to be a thought with a ton of depth, but just a complete thought. Thanks, Dracklin. I'm excited to see what you're working on as well. So, yeah, I will hopefully be able to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a weird day, but we'll see. Maybe I'll play a fun game instead. Until then, thanks again for joining me and have a lovely evening.